and salutations. My name's Ollie, and here's your loaf of daily bread. For today's loaf, we give thanks to the brilliant orator and civil rights activist, Martin Luther King, who said the following: "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." It's so simple, so obvious, and yet so difficult to put into motion. I don't know about you, my friends, but my instinct is always to go tit for tat. If someone insults me, I want to return the favor. If someone is aggressive, I want to return the favor. If someone is trying to hurt me, I will try to return the favor. Or at least, I will want to return the favor. But very rarely is this the right course of action. I say very rarely because I believe that sometimes you have no options and you have to retaliate. But let's say 99% of the time there are better ways to go about it. In this quote, Martin Luther King is essentially echoing what Jesus and so many others have said over the centuries. If there's a fire raging in your house, you don't try to extinguish it with gasoline. In order to vanquish something, in order to beat something, you need its opposite. Fighting fire with fire doesn't make any sense. Well, neither does fighting hatred with hatred. I think it's quite obvious, intellectually speaking, but as I said at the beginning, the difficulty lies in the practice. Because when someone slaps you, your first instinct is not to turn the other cheek, but rather to start swinging. At least that's my instinct. And physically speaking, if someone tries to hurt me or attack me, I will take the necessary steps to defend myself. Not out of retaliation, but out of protection. But if no harm has been done, or if the harm has already been done, I will not seek retribution, because that would be fighting fire with fire. Even though I really want to retaliate, I won't. Or I'll try my best not to, because that will just keep it going. Tit for tat. Like Gandhi said, eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. And my friends, if you look, and if you listen, and if you read, you will see that this is exactly the world that we live in right now. A blind world where people are constantly going tit for tat, one-upping each other, and creating this contest that ends in our mutual destruction, in my personal opinion. Because if you respond to a slap with a punch, and then the other person responds to the punch with a machete, and you respond to the machete with a gun, and you keep going like this, eventually you will get to the bombs. Eventually you will get to the nuclear winters. It has to stop somewhere. Somebody has to stop it. Somebody has to say no more and refuse to retaliate. Refuse to respond in kind. Look for a different way to respond. The only thing that can drive out hatred is love. Hatred cannot drive out hatred. It only creates more hatred. If somebody hates me, the worst thing I can do is hate them back. Now again, I believe that this is more mental, psychological, or spiritual than it is physical. I don't think that Jesus was talking about turning the other cheek in a literal way. I think that if somebody comes along and tries to slap you or hit you, you should definitely defend yourself. The difference lies in your mindset. You can defend yourself without carrying hatred in your heart. You can defend yourself without feeling vindictive or vengeful. You can defend yourself and still feel compassion for the person who is trying to hurt you. Not saying it's easy, not saying that you're going to succeed every time, because God knows I don't. But I know that it's possible because I have succeeded. And so I know that it's possible to do it again. I know that it's possible to respond to insults with kind words, because I have done it. I know that it's possible to respond to hatred with love, because I've done it. It's not something that I achieve 100% of the time, but when I'm at my best, I'm capable of doing this. And the end result is that I feel much better. Because when we carry grudges, when we harbor hatred in our hearts, my friends, we are the ones who suffer the most. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you for joining me, and live well.